IRF Summit 2021 brought together a broad coalition that passionately supports religious freedom around the globe. The in-person event was 3 days in Washington, D.C. from July 13th to July 15th. More than 70 organizations from around the world attended the IRF Summit, which included 60 sub-conferences.
Religious freedom is the most abused human right in the world, but it won't be if we'll stand for each other.
Well, I think the take-home message from this summit is one of solidarity among people of faith and conviction.
And what I'm pleased to see is the Trump administration was tough on China, and the Biden administration has continued it and upped it.
I feel very strongly that the world does not hold China accountable. China is one of the biggest abusers of human rights in the world today. One community that has suffered unimaginable cruelty at the hands of the Chinese Communist Party is the Falun Gong, for example. Victims of mass incarceration, forced organ harvesting, and all sorts of really unimaginable persecutions. And there are others. We know what China's doing to the Uyghurs. We see how they are crushing democracy in Hong Kong. For many decades now, they've been crushing the culture and the religious freedom in Tibet.
And I think now we need to build more relationships, which the Biden team is doing, to confront China, because it can't be just the United States.
China is behaving in its treatment of its citizens like a violator of international law. The government, run by the Chinese Communist Party, does not govern based on the consent of the people. They govern based on terror and oppression and control and surveillance and all the techniques of dictators everywhere in the world. So I think we need to have sanctions.
And my hope is we're going to get a number of other countries on board until China changes and opens up to human rights and to things like religious freedom.
Few people had predicted or expected the dramatic collapse of the Soviet Union at the end of the 1980s. But when the Soviet Union suddenly fell, in retrospect, everyone could see the signs and explain its collapse. Similarly, Katrina Swett foresees the same fate for the Chinese Communist Party in the near future.
You can see fear in the eyes of the Chinese leadership because they know they don't have legitimacy in the eyes of their own nation. So I hope and pray that, as with the old Soviet Union, as you say, no one thought that it would come down. You know, we thought it was going to be there forever, and it did. And I also believe the same will happen with the Chinese Communist Party.